Hi guys, welcome back to Nissy T's channel. We wanted to take this opportunity to really introduce the star of this show.
Oh, my days.
This platform that has grown year on year,
yes,
month on month,
yes,
and we're here right now.
yes.
It's the lovely Nissy T. Mush! Mush!
People
Yeah,
gonna be like,
listen.
who's Mush?
Yeah, we're live in the cup. Yeah,
Oh my days.
we're on Nissy T's platform.
This
yeah,
guy.
give her the respect she's due.
Okay.
Listen to what she's about to say.
All right.
Go get your teas, your biscuits,
Yeah.
and let's have some fun. Yeah, we're about to deliver some information. Listen to Nissy.
Oh my
The
days.
platform's yours, babe. They've never seen an introduction like that.
Never. I don't think ever, babe. You've done it the best I've ever seen.
Thanks, Mush.
Ever.
Thanks, Mush.
Ever.
Thanks.
You're so annoying. Anyway guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. If you are new around here, because I know there's been a few new people, welcome. This is the space where we are all about motivation, positivity, encouragement, helping you reclaim your power. That's what I'm all about. And also some lifestyle and vlog and all different bits and pieces in between as well. So as you can tell by the title of this video, we are answering a question. You're so annoying. We are answering a question that we got last time. We did a Q&A a couple of weeks ago.
You forgot to add one thing though.
What did I do?
It's just real.
What do you mean?
Whatever they're gonna get from this channel, it's just real.
Oh yeah, that's it.
is.
You know, I think people always continue to say like, what you see is what you get. It's just like, this is just the way that we are. We keep it 100. I don't have time to be lying. We don't have time to be doing fakery.
Free the realness.
We don't have time for all of that. So yeah, we keep it real.
I went free the realness and I went.
Anyway, I don't want to make this video too long, but this is how we end up making these videos so long. But today,
How long are we giving them, by the way? Like half an hour burst or something?
like 20, 25 minutes.
Right,
That's how long I want to.
Yeah, because you don't want to give them an overload.
Yeah,
And then
too
you-
much. Exactly. So we basically did a Q&A a couple of weeks ago. If you haven't watched it, check it out. Link in the description box below. And one of the questions that you guys asked were things to do with basically finances. Or I don't even know if that was the question, but we went into.
I remember what the question was.
Really? Do you?
It was
remember?
like
What was it?
saving techniques and yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was. It was.
But
It
we're gonna
was.
do the renting one, though.
Yeah. So
Segments.
Yeah, exactly. So we basically got a question in regards to kind of like saving techniques, and obviously, well, just in case you don't know, we just moved into a brand new apartment. Now I haven't fully moved in yet. Ben has 100% moved in. I'm still living at home basically, because you guys know that we are waiting to be married, and then I'll fully be moved in, which will be happening in a few months. So really exciting times. Yeah.
What?
Getting married.
In what?
In a few months. I'm gonna be your wife for life. You're so annoying. Anyway, listen, ignore him. This guy will be distraction of life. We will be getting married real soon, and once we do, I'll be moving in fully. But yeah, loads of people were asking questions about the apartment, how we got it, just, you know, finances, because it does take some money, at least for rent, that sort of thing, doing it up. We're in the process of doing it up. Oh, that's so annoying.
I got so much, babe. As soon as you tell me go, there.
We're in the process of doing it up. So I thought that we could talk about that, but also talk a little bit about what we've learned so far about like moving into our own apartment. So we've never lived outside of our family homes before. This is the very first time that we are outside, well, uni, but uni doesn't really count. I'm talking about live as in you've gone out of your way to go out and to rent somewhere by yourself. This is not student loan. This is not. This is your own hard-earned cash. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, you know.
Your own hard-earned cash, your own money. You have to go and find your own place, but not student accommodation where you're sharing with other people. Finding your own place. Just all the things that we've basically learned.
A
So we're
real
gonna start with
outside
that.
of the house experience. You look phenomenal as well, by the way.
Thank you.
You're glowing. You've been drinking water lately.
You're so annoying. Babe, please, we need to film this video. This video. All right, cool. So this is basically part one, where we'll be talking a little bit about what we've learned so far in terms of renting and just living outside of our family home so far. Things that I guess people should have told you. I think there's a couple of things that I realized that nobody ever told me or let me know in terms of renting. And then in another video, we would do the whole kind of finances aspect, saving, all that kind of jazz, and also all the apps and resources that we use to help us with our finances.
Yeah.
In terms of us moving, so we've been here 3 weeks now. It's going to be a month real soon. But we've been here for about 3.5 weeks. We were not finished in terms of decor and all that kind of, well, I'm not finished because I'm the person that's manning that. But what would you say, like, you've learned, or what's some of the things that you wish someone
opening statement, I would say, when it comes to renting, mortgage, whatever. So essentially moving away from your family home and, you know, moving away from contributing to the bills or not paying bills at all to having to pay the bills by yourself or jointly with a partner or whatnot. When I'm looking at this generation, I'm looking at renting. The way I would explain it to a lot of people is that the opening statement will be, I see this renting moving out like a relationship. A lot of people at the moment want the relationships, but they don't want the responsibilities that come with the relationship. They want the title of saying that I've moved out,
got my
I'm
own
living by
apartment.
myself, all of that big stuff online. And when it comes to the nitty and gritty, it's a struggle, you know.
By the way, guys, apologies if the lighting like changes. It's just because we're using lights, but also natural light as well. So obviously the sun is going a bit in and out, but hopefully.
And then the one thing I'll say is that people need to stay in their own lane when it comes to this part of life, because there's a lot of pressure, especially online. There's a lot of people who've moved out, but they're struggling. They're, you know, they're living meal by meal, you know, day by day, just to be able to say that I live in my, you know, my own place.
1000%.
When it would have been smarter for them to stay at home, save money, and then, you know, do stuff, you know, in due time. Because it's just, I guess it's the same thing with a lot of people who they'll say to us right now, oh, well, why didn't you go get a mortgage? Oh, you must be broke, you can't really
can't afford a mortgage.
Okay. And to those people, I'll just say, okay.
I think like, you're so right, because it's about what works for you, and I think that's a perfect place to start, actually. And the time as well. I think that's a perfect place to start, because we understand that when you put things on social media, sometimes it applies pressure. Like, we're in a generation right now where people see things online, they're like, oh, that person is you know, like, so I'm 24, he's 25. Some people will be like, oh my gosh, they're so young, but they're doing X, Y, and Z. And then some people might be like, oh, they're not so young. Like, that's the norm for this generation. But you've got to remember that everybody, there is no norm, there's no time. If, you know, your first time moving out is when you're 30, it is what it is for you, you know. I'm not saying don't be ambitious, but I'm just saying that I think that's a great foundation. Stay in your lane, because this stuff is expensive.
We're gonna give them a real breakdown.
I think we should give them like a real, because people were asking
I'll give them approximates.
How much? Do you, like rough numbers? But I just wanted to kind of start with that. I think the second thing that I wanted to kind of talk about a little bit was in terms of how then do you know if you're ready? Because a lot of people will be like, I don't know, so how do I know if I'm ready to move, or I'm ready to have my own place? I think I would say that when you get to a point where you are comfortable enough to know that you can spend money on things like rent and still be okay. I feel like too many people, because they're trying to jump the gun and trying to look good or trying to do it for image.
Can I say a simpler method that's just come to mind? I would say you'll be ready, to rent or move out when you can at least save half of your income that comes in monthly. And that's half being the minimum, because a lot of people are spending about 70 to 80% of their income on just running the bills that comes with mortgage or renting, or, you know, running the household, food, utilities, council tax, blah 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 blah. I'd say 60% minimum. If you can save that every single month on your income, then maybe, you know, just maybe you're ready. Because you don't want to be in a position whereby, okay, cool, you know, you're being able to save 50%, but, you know, you're just about making it. You're not going to be able to upkeep the house. You're not. It's like having a car. A lot of people want the car, and then when it comes to
until
running
you have to pay them bills and pay the fines and pay the, well, not that you're going to be getting fines, but I was the queen of getting parking fines, especially. It's so bad, but all of that stuff, I think people really need to be mindful of the fact that there's so many expenses that come with it. But should we break that down a little bit so people actually
break it down? I mean,
know like what you're spending money on.
So obviously the goal was, well, step number one, I'll say, listen, people, being in the finance sector has showed me that people need to really be educated when it comes to.
Just in case you don't know, by the way, Ben is a financial advisor. Sorry to interrupt you, babe, but Ben is a financial advisor. He focuses on making sure that people are protected and covered in regards to life insurance, critical illness, any form of cover that basically protects you if something happens, i.e. you get sick or you pass away, so that that money doesn't have to be an issue. So that's just the basis of what he does. So he's all into kind of like numbers and finances and all that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Thank you. Oh yeah, being on the finance sector has really showed me that people really lack financial knowledge. And when I mean financial knowledge, I mean just basics. And I'll say like the most basic thing, credit score. Let's talk
about it.
So a lot of people have
a lot
of ambitions.
Yeah.
And I was never taught about credit. I had to learn it.
Yeah.
I didn't know what a credit score was and the impact of a credit score.
Yeah.
Thank God I didn't really end up getting into a lot of debt. I'd say the debt that I did get into was from my uni, student overdraft.
I think everyone had that.
That didn't really affect my credit score because I didn't, you couldn't.
But I'm going to explain to you how it can affect your credit score though, because my student overdraft did affect mine, and I'm going to be very, very, like I said, very honest in this video, and I'm going to explain to you how till now I'm feeling the effects of it. So yeah, when you finish, I'm going to explain.
So when you're going to rent or thinking about renting, mortgage, your credit score needs to be proper. Things that I'd say the most common impact on a credit score that people are unaware about is phone bills. A lot of people have taken out contracts, gotten angry with the service and just said, look, I'm not going to pay the contract no more. That's a default. A default stays on your account for at least 6 years. So when you're going to rent a property and you can't even keep up with a phone bill, you're not going to be.
It's not going to put you in the best position, basically.
So that's step number one.
Right.
Step number two then comes to, okay, you've seen a property. Now you need to make some form of payment to lock in that property, also known as a deposit. Okay. Now a deposit is usually about 5 to 6 weeks of what your monthly rent will be. So it's actually going to be more than your monthly rent. However, generally you have to pay that deposit plus your first month's rent. Okay, so when it came to us, we were looking at just under 2.5k to move in. So under 2.5k to move in, all in. So just think about it, people. So everyone says, I have to move out, I can't take it too much in this house no more, it's too much for me.
Which is a very real experience, because I got to that place. I'm not gonna lie to you, I feel like there's a frustration that comes when you just feel like I just can't
But you know how I am when it comes to those kind of things. Because my thing would be, okay, cool. It's this generation, we're all about complaining. But what are you doing to get yourself out that situation?
Very true. But I just want to make sure that people know that it's a very valid feeling to have though. Because you do sometimes get to a place where you're just like, I've just had enough. But then obviously there has to be the
my thing is have enough, but do something about it. So anyway, we'll end up
in another segue. But
so that so under 2.5k. Now I would say, what is the figure? I think the figure was 80%. 80% of people in the UK do not have more than £1,000 in their savings. Okay, and I think I said 80% to be nice. I think the figure is actually higher, but I don't want to exaggerate. So
or have an emergency fund.
Emergency fund
type
or
thing.
savings. 80%, more than 80% do not have £1,000 in savings. So my thing is, and when I say savings as well, it's savings that is actual savings, not savings that you dip into every month, replace, not actual savings that doesn't form a part of your month-to-month spending. It's actually savings. Not even £1,000, 80% of people in the UK. So already a lot of people in the UK will struggle. It's lovely, it's great to have our own space, but let's get into the nitty-gritty. People, you need to save.
And
if you're not saving,
no, sorry, babe. I was just gonna say and you need to be honest with yourself as well. I think the only reason that I think that I even moved out right now, even though I feel like even if I was by myself, i.e. I didn't have you, I feel like I would have found a way to move out on my own anyway. Only because I got to that place where it was such a frustration that I put it as one of my goals. But I am so grateful because Ben is in a good place, like you're in a very, very good place financially, which has meant that a lot of the stresses that I would have felt by myself, I'm not feeling by myself because you have somebody there that you can both work with, which is another conversation that we can even have in terms of how we're doing our finances and stuff like that. But because I just feel like, since we're talking about finances as a whole anyway, you know, that's just the main thing. People need to understand that we're doing this together. You know, there are some people who do it on their own, which is fine. But honestly speaking, we're doing it together. So you've got to understand that we're bringing both of our finances together. We're both trying to, you know, be as supportive to one another as possible. But
yeah. So
just
guys,
make sure
look,
you
see I can't stress enough. I think like the thing that annoys me the most when it comes to money is that I guess social media has played a big part of it. A lot of people, they live a false life, they show a false life. And when it comes to renting, mortgaging, you can't do false. You can't do false.
So that people even know like you can't do false. Let's actually break it down now, like in terms of, I guess, things like bills, how we're doing it, how we're able to manage, blah, 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 blah.
Okay, so let me lay out some of the bills associated with upkeeping a house.
Or renting a place,
you've got your rent or the mortgage, monthly amount you need to pay. You've got your council tax. You've got your gas. You've got your electricity. Water. You've got Wi-Fi. You've got food.
Those are like the main, I guess.
Forget that. There's one big thing we've missed. What? When you move into a place, the place is empty.
Oh yeah.
The place is
the amount of money that we have spent, like just even things like a bed.
I'd say
sofas.
I'd say in the first week we moved in, I think about 5K was spent in the first week that we moved in. And I don't say that to brag, because 5K to some people is chicken change.
It's nothing to some people, and then to some people it's like that's not the, you know, a huge amount.
That's not the stunt. 5K.
It's basically it's just real. Like that's basically how much we basically spent. And are you combining the initial deposit and the rent and all of that? Oh, that's even outside of that.
Sorry, that was
so
5K.
Put it all together then.
That was 5K spent on items in the house. And then the deposit and the first month rent was just under 2.5K. Okay. So total up, the sofas we're sitting on. The TV. The bed. The mattress. That's what I'm saying. Let's do real numbers now. So when we're calculating all these kind of things, because I think the other day I looked at my account and I was like,
where did all this money go? He literally said to me the other day, was like, Nissy, I don't know where it went, but actually no, I do know where it went, but a lot of money has come out of my account. I was
like, wow.
Yeah.
So I would say,
and when I looked at my monthly spend for last month, I spent a stupid amount of money. Like even just down to things like traveling up and down, and then just buying, because I'm doing a lot of the buying of the other things. So basically, like whether it be ironing, like all the
so
things.
I guess let's get into, so obviously because you're in it now. So the way me and Nissy, so listen, the first thing I'll say when it comes to rent and mortgaging, you need to work out what your strategy is. What is your strategy to live? And how are you going to approach it? And what do you like and what do you not like? So I'll say my thing is, and it's a lot of men will not say it. With my thing, I love the push for equality when it comes to women, and I love being able to push Nissy forward in terms of elevate her, so that she doesn't feel just like your stereotyped housewife or whatever. I want her to have a voice in the house, and I want her to be free, liberal, whatever. But then I guess there's a big confusion when it comes to men and women. When it comes to, I want equality, I want to be able to do this, I want to be able to live my life, but then some women still adopt certain parts of that stereotype. So let me.
What do you mean?
So when it comes to like bills and money, for example.
Oh yeah,
they want
yeah.
them.
They cry equality, like let's be equal. But then when it comes to paying bills, you're there like, no, but that's a man's job.
Like he has to cater for me.
What?
That for me
I'm
is,
sorry, sis. We can't do that.
Yeah.
No, I don't believe in that either. Like I think that is the most ridiculous thing ever. How can you be there declaring and saying like, you know, you want equality, you want us to be equal partners, you want us to do this, but then when it comes to things like bills, you're just like, yeah, well, I'm a princess and my man has to take care of me. Honey, choose which side you're on, because you need to make a decision. I don't agree.
So
with
that was my first thing, and it's these kind of conversations I need to be had before
1000%.
you move in, and obviously that helps you form a strategy.
Yeah.
I can't do this whole thing of, oh, you have to do this, you always have to pay, you always have to do this, you have to pay this bill, and you're just sitting there looking pretty. I can't do that. But
at least you said I'm looking pretty though.
But we had that conversation early.
Early.
Step one, strategy.
Right.
So our strategy was, okay, cool.
First of all, our number one strategy, and let's make it clear, we said it in the last video, but was even, so obviously having the strategy, understanding that location, we were going to go for somewhere that made sense. Yeah. And I think that's what a lot of people get stuck on. A lot of people, number one, want to stay in London. A lot of people, number one, want to stay in London. A lot of people, number two, feel as though that they have to go above their means. We made sure that we looked at our finances, we looked at what was reasonable. Yeah, it's all part of the strategy. And our location is outside of London. And we love it, and I love it. Only because London is so overpriced for no reason. We are in a 3-bedroom, because there were people even commenting under the last video saying like, oh my gosh, how are they? Yeah, like how are they in a 3-bedroom apartment in London? Like it must be so expensive, or something along those lines. Like a couple of people had said that, and I was just like, nah.
One thing
we are
I'll
not
say,
in London. We are outside of London, and we're paying a decent amount for, not even a decent amount, a very good amount.
For what you would pay for a 1-bedroom, so not a studio, but a 1-bedroom apartment in London is what we're paying for a 3-bed, 3-bed, 2-bathroom, apartment,
ensuite,
and it's a new build.
Do
you understand? So just think about those kind of prices in London.
Yes.
That's what we're getting.
Where we're
and one thing I'll say is part of your strategy needs to be like, you need to know who you are. I feel like a lot of people, is it part of stunting to say, oh, I live in London, or I live in central London, or I live here, I live there.
You know, I don't know.
With me,
or like I live in like Canary Wharf, or I live in like.
I couldn't give a damn about London. I say this all the time, and this is not even to be cringy. As long as I'm with Nissy and we're doing us, I'm cool. Yeah, I'm not care about London and this and that.
All of that.
Me and Nissy against the world. And no matter the location, as long as it's our strategy, then I'm happy. So be happy to go against the grain.
If you are in a partnership, or like you're with somebody, a significant other person, and you are living together, you have to discuss this beforehand, because I know that even in the past,
discuss money.
Yeah, finances is a really, I don't know what it is about finances, but it's a very like weird, and maybe it's not, but I know for me, finances has been a bit of a difficult conversation to have, only because I've never had to do it before. I've never really had to. Let me even be real. We're gonna be really, really real, right? Naturally, you compare, right? Yeah, though you shouldn't compare, but you do. You look at what you experienced in the past, and you look at the new. And I think for me, you know, with previous people, like partners that I'd been with, I'd never really had that conversation about money, because everything was paid for me. I was always like very much like, whatever you want, it was just paid. I never.
Consequences.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, look, I'm not with the person now, am I? And that shows you that
it never lasts, darling.
The person might say all that money tree and all of that aspect is all well and good, but the real is what keeps you there. But I'm just using it as an example.
No.
So yeah, so I obviously came into the relationship, and I can't lie to you, it was a bit weird for me, because all of a sudden I'm not with somebody who was just kind of like, not that you're, and don't get it twisted before someone starts saying, oh, Ben is stingy. No, he's not. Ben is very, very generous. One of the most generous people I've ever met in my life, trust me. Giving to everybody, not even just me, but everyone, family, friends. Like Ben is a person who
certain people owe me money. They're running away from
Don't
me.
be dragging people.
They owe me money.
Don't use this
Listen,
to be.
I saw one person who owes me money.
Really?
And he's posting up on Insta that he's opening up a restaurant.
Oh, stop it.
And he owes me money.
Oh, stop it.
Can I just say, yeah, listen.
Oh,
the guy said to me
stop.
that he's like, Ben, can you borrow me, I think it was like £250. there's been a funeral.
You didn't tell me this.
I need to. No, I did. I'll show you. I did. Yeah. It was like, can you borrow me £250? I need to fly back to Uganda. There's been a death in the family. I'm trying to get money together for a ticket.
Oh, I think you did tell me this.
I gave him the money.
That person hasn't paid you back yet.
We're approaching a year.
Oh, man.
£250. But he's here trying to say he's going to open up a restaurant.
It's okay.
All I'm saying is that
alright.
when the restaurant is opened, myself and Nissy will be visiting the restaurant. And I'll get my £250.
You're so... It's okay.
Mush.
Don't worry. They'll give it back to you. But anyway, point of the story is that I then came into a relationship where, like Ben did, and it made complete sense. But then we finally got to a place where we were like, okay, so Ben is obviously in a position making way more money than me. So we decided, let's do 70-30. So wherever Ben, and Ben might pay for something in full, I will just either give him back the money or we'll work out something in order to make sure. And sometimes Ben turns around and it's like, forget it, just don't pay it back, like whatever, focus on other things. Or Ben will outright go and pay for something like my insurance.
As a financial advisor, I visited many homes, and I'm giving financial advice, so I'm setting up different insurances, and then comes the question of, what are you both earning? And there is never, ever any transparency. And I remember the husband saying, wow, so each month, I barely struggle to even have £20 to spend to myself, and you're having more than £800 left to yourself. You might call me broke, you might call me this, etc., because I'm saying, to my lady, what is your contribution? What is it that you're doing? What are you bringing to the table? My thing is, I do that so that, number one, that I don't want her to ever be in a position whereby a lot of women are in a position whereby the man pays for everything, so she doesn't have a voice. She doesn't have a voice. She is openly disrespected because he's taking care of everything else. And that happens in so many households. Do you understand? The reason you need to be particular or have communication when it comes to money is so that you can adopt a strategy. When you adopt a strategy, you have a plan in place that works for you. So, and that plan always makes sense. So if the tables turn and you're earning more, it still makes sense. Because the strategy is whoever is earning more should have more of the bills, the finances, so that the other person isn't struggling, so that the other person doesn't feel stressed. So my thing is that thank God I was in the sector, so I was very kind of aware just save. I can't stress it. I can't stress it enough, because you never know what's going to happen. So number one, just save money. If you're not in a position where you're being able to save at least 50 to 70% of your money each month, and just chill on the rest, then just chill out for a bit, because renting, having a mortgage can get ridiculously expensive. Don't want to move out for the sake of just moving out. Do you understand? Have a and if there's issues in the house or whatever, have a plan in place where you can move, instead of having to move out and then move back in a month later and look like a donut. Okay. Secondly, I would say, I can't stress enough, you need to have a strategy, especially if you're going to be living with someone, or so for example, Nissy's going to be moving in soon, but we already have our strategy in place that has both of us comfortable, and we're both still able to save a significant amount of money, and continue to sit tight until we see the property that we're like, yeah, cool, I want to buy that one.
So it's all good.
That's what I would say. When it comes to renting, those are the real rules. We've said the bills as well.
We said
the different bills, so you can have an idea. When you're looking at utility bills, I would say £75 a month. Utility bills. You're looking at Wi-Fi, about £30 a month. Council tax, you're looking at about £150.
Maybe less. It's like anything between 100 and
water,
150.
about £20-30 a month. When you're looking at renting, it obviously depends. 3 bed, 1 bed, whatever. That could be a K, 2, 3K, whatever.
Or if you're in shared accommodation, something like that.
And then furniture. Listen,
that's the bit that I think is most pricey.
Some of you are screaming, I want to move out. But my darling, you can't even afford a sofa.
Oh no, Ben went there, Jesus.
So I would say, darling, you need to focus on saving.
Don't just focus on the saving.
If only you wanted to save as much as you want to move out. You would have moved out of your house right now.
That's true.
I want to give some people just real. If you wanted to move out,
you would really just save.
You would focus on saving and just putting yourself in a position whereby you can move out. When me and Nissy started dating first, I used to take a 3 hour or 4 hour sometimes bus trip home because I couldn't afford an Uber. yeah, I was working 19 hours a day to be able to live and do whatever we needed to do. Yeah. So if you really want something bad enough, my people, put your energy into the solution.
Yeah.
Too many people put your energy into
what's wrong,
the problem and the excuses as to why you can't find a solution.
Yeah.
Find a solution.
Yeah. People would be embarrassed to go and do cleaning if they had to. Like, I've had people DM me, right? Yeah, remember that DM that I read to you?
Touched my heart.
That touched my soul. And I'm gonna end it with this. But they were like, listen, I just finished watching, I don't know if it was my Instagram story or my video, and I was basically saying like, what's yours will not pass you by. And this person was basically explaining how they're literally typing it, crying whilst they're at their cleaning job. They have a degree, but they're doing cleaning. She was basically saying, I haven't even told my friends and family because basically she felt so embarrassed at the fact that that was her position at that time, and she was just like, you know what, it encouraged me because it reminded me that, like, even though this is my situation, my circumstance now, this isn't gonna be forever. This is just for a temporary moment. Like, I have to do whatever is necessary. And I think we need to normalize that as a generation, because we're doing all this glamorous thing of like, yeah, everyone's a content creator, everyone's a this, everyone's a that. I'm telling you right now, like I've said it, I've been honest with you guys through my whole journey anyway. That's why I like bringing you guys along, because I want you guys to understand the real. You guys have seen me go from when I was flat ass broke, and I was telling you guys I couldn't even afford to get on the bus, not even £1.50 to get on the bus, then transitioning into now finally building a platform where I'm earning a good amount of money and able to now move in with my partner and to do all of these amazing things. But that took time. It was a process. And to anyone out there who is like that you know, that girl, you're cleaning, you're doing care work, I just want to remind you that where you're at right now is not where it's going to end, and it's not the end of your story. Keep going. We need to stop acknowledging the problems. We need to start acknowledging what solutions you can have. What is it that you're doing to get out of your council flat? If you don't want to be in a council flat, it's so bad. Because some people are comfortable with that, and that's fine.
Being in a council flat, you could live there 10 years, 20 years, and then buy it, and get a big discount. So it's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
If for you that's a bad thing, then fair enough. What are
well,
you
not
doing?
even a bad thing. You just know that you want more.
Yeah.
Because that's how
what
I was.
What are you doing about it?
Knowing where I live, knowing where I grew up, knowing that I.
So what are you doing about it?
Do you know what I mean? Working bloody hard. Like, listen,
Solution.
grinding, working hard. Just know that finances are one of those things that are not, it's not linear. Everyone's journey is not linear. Everyone's on their own path, their own route. But all I can say for anyone who does want more and does want better, you definitely can do it. Like, you know, is it gonna be hard? 1,000%. You know, are you gonna have moments where you find bumps in the road? 1,000,000%. But as long as you can keep going and keep pushing, there's no reason why you can't create the life that you want. But anyway, guys, I think that is a good place to end. This video wasn't meant to be this long, but hey ho, here we are. When it comes to free neuroness, you can't put a time on it. You can't put a time on it. So I hope that kind of answers some of your questions and also helps you to prepare if you are thinking of renting and moving out and doing all of that good stuff. And I can't wait until a few years from now we then talk about how we bought our first home and how we jumped on the property ladder, and then we compare it to
Can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's always good to get information, but a lot of people leave without a plan of action. Yeah. I'd say plan of action number one after watching this video, if you're someone who wants to buy or rent, just get a piece of paper, write down your strategy, and write down what it is you're trying to achieve. And then break up the end goal into smaller segments and then start ticking off bit by bit.
I taught him that. No, but thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so sorry that the video ended up being a lot longer than it was supposed to be, but I hope that you found all the information here helpful. Once again, do not forget to subscribe, okay? Subscribe, because this is what we're all about. We're all about, like I said, empowering, encouraging, motivating. We want to give people information and help people so that we can all be better.
Do you know what we're trying to do? Yeah, I'm trying to do this. Yeah, I would like to hold a big massive party at the end of the year once Nissy, as a lot of people say, once Nissy reaches 100k followers. By the end of this year, I want Nissy to be on 100k followers.
I really want that as well.
And once she has 100k followers, we will pick subscribers. We will hold a party. They will have free entry, and we will celebrate the 100k followers.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
100k followers.
Who's paying for it, babes?
I will. We will. I will. I know. I can pay for it.
No. playing.
No, that's cool. That's cool. It's, to be fair, why should you pay for your achievement?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know.
So,
but it's just because we were talking about, you know.
I'll hold a party.
Wow.
To celebrate Nissy's 100k.
Let's get to 100k.
So it's all well and good.
Okay.
You know, watching.
Put it out there now.
Can you, you know, if you've watched it, can you tell 5 of your friends to watch it?
Yeah.
But can you tell your friends to also like it?
Yeah.
Can you tell them also to subscribe?
Yeah.
100k for Nissy at the end of the year.
Come on, let's do it. Road to 100k.
And let's do this. And do you know what? Do you know what I'd say? Yeah.
Simply
because obviously it's going to be hard to cater for everyone.
Right.
Once you've liked it yourself, screenshot it. Once you've sent it to 5 people, at least 5 people, screenshot it. DM it to me. Forget Nissy, her DMs are long. Forget.
He's Bank of Benedict.
Then send it. Send it to me.
Yeah.
And I will keep a track of it. So when it comes to the end of the year, when we're compiling a list of people to be invited to the party, you're on there. Simple.
Okay, well you heard it here. Okay. I don't know why I just went down south southern. But you heard it. Subscribe. Let's get to 100k.
Like, comment.
Thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys in another video. Stay beautiful.